Ba-da-bum-bum.
Storm.
Ba-da-bum-bum. Bum. Ba-da-bum-bum. Souls. Ba-da-bum-bum. Bum. Ba-da-bum-bum.
Dragon.
Ba-da-bum-bum. Bum. Ba-da-bum-bum.
Roll. Dadventurous. Welcome
to
Dadventurous.
Yes.
For another week of shenanigans.
Shenanigans are required. If there are no shenanigans, I leave.
Oh, no.
That's it. Podcast over. You know how I love shenanigans.
Mandatory shenanigans. I like
Roger.
it. We're back again for another week.
We are.
We are.
It's exciting stuff.
I don't think we have anything special to announce.
No, not really. But yeah, just again, thank everyone for listening. We're still
Thank
getting
you.
comments, people talking about enjoying season 2 so far. So hopefully that
Yeah.
continues.
Hopefully we're enjoyable.
Hopefully we're still enjoyable. I think that's about it. Tell your friends, all that stuff. Give us a like, give us a comment. Still haven't gotten any questions in a while, so we still love our questions.
Send in questions so that we can answer them.
That's right, because we're so knowledgeable, you and me.
Yeah, so knowledgeable.
But without any further ado, I will send it to you, the DM.
You ready for a recap?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Last week on Dadventurous, Hob, Yarg, and Alfred set forth to... Oh, the Feathered Fangs.
The Feathered Fangs.
Sorry,
That's
their
right.
group team name.
Our group team name.
Set forth at the behest of Tarak, the local gardener in Dragon's Rest, to check out a colony of myconids that he had recently lost contact with. Upon arriving at caves where the myconids lived that were at sea level, they were the Seagrow Caves. Upon entering, you were attacked by a giant fungo-octopus.
A fungoptopus.
A fungoptopus, there you go.
Say that 10 times fast.
Fungoptopus. You were attacked by this
See?
fungoptopus.
Uh-huh.
But you were defeated it. Also, I believe, grabbed a mushroom from its head.
I believe I did, yes. As proof.
Proof. You traveled further into the caves that were lit up by bioluminescent fungi. And you went into this large cave where you saw two mushroom folk at the end that were gathering and tending to this huge mushroom, like forest, farm, garden, whatever. But you were attacked by a violet fungus. That is exactly what it sounds like. It's a violet fungus that moves.
Mm-hmm.
But you were able to defeat it. You said you came in peace?
I had a sack of garbage brought from
Yes.
Tarak, gave me a sack of rotten food, I believe.
Compost scraps.
So the last thing I remember was I offered it to them, and they said they needed my help, I think.
Yes, the myconids were kind of friendly but wary to you.
And they spored me.
Yeah, they can telepathically communicate with creatures via spores. So you, Yarg, the myconids, and Alfred are all telepathically connected for
Wonderful.
the time being.
I don't know how to use that, and so I say, yes, we are the Feathered Fangs, and we will help however you need. Is the garbage good? Good garbage? You look like you like garbage. I say to the largest of the ones.
The largest one that took the sack of garbage hands it to the other one, who opens the sack and peeks in and nods.
Nice.
It's good garbage.
Hey, that guy likes garbage, I say to Yarg.
You say Tarak sent you.
Yes, weird guy, chef's hats. I honestly don't really remember what he looked like.
He didn't have a chef's hat at all.
Well, whatever. I talked to him this morning. He lives on Dragon's Rest.
Oh, yes.
He said you guys are friends. He
We...
gets mushrooms or something? I honestly don't. I should take more notes.
Yes. We traded with him for mushrooms.
My
And-
notes, just remember my notes on Tarak that I actually took are Tarak, human cook, neck tats. That's it. neck tats. I don't think I wrote.
He has neck tattoos. You're right.
So, that's good for me.
All right. We traded with him until recently. If you are willing to help with our problem, my name is Rugo.
I'm sorry, what? You
It's
cut out
sounds weirdly
your brain
Italian.
thoughts cut out. Say again?
It's like weirdly Italian. My name is Rugoso.
Rugoso.
Yes.
Rugoso. Did I hear that right in my mind?
Yes.
All right.
It's Rugoso. This is Hipses.
Hipses?
Yes.
All right, we're going to get all the names from the Myconids. Hang on, I'm pulling out my notebook.
He gestures to the larger one next to him. And these two little ones are Mullen and Kraz. We work the fungus farm here. And,
Kraz?
Kraz, with a K.
Kraz.
And a Z.
Yeah. Okay. Mushroom people. Okay. And you tend to these fields, these mushroom farms?
Yes, we work here, but some of our problem, as you may have noticed, and it gestures around the general cavern at the mushrooms. A strange blight, disease, we don't know exactly what, but has infected the mushrooms and us.
I look at the spores that are hanging in the air and I cover my mouth. I'm
as far as we know, you fleshy folk cannot get it.
oh, thank goodness. And is that's prevented you from coming to see people? Or what's been happening? Because Tarok says it's been weeks since he's got mushrooms from you, and I like those mushrooms, so I want more. Alfred likes them too. And I nudge Alfred. Don't you, Alfred?
Outside, he goes, ooh.
Yeah, okay.
However,
Oh boy.
you hear
Oh boy.
in your mind, voice you've never heard before, saying, I do indeed like mushrooms.
Oh no. He's sophisticated. Okay, I hear that. Can I please ask, do I think I know that's coming from Alfred? Or is that just a voice in my head?
There's no direction whatsoever, so you hear a voice in your head that you've never heard before.
I kind of think Hob doesn't know that that's Alfred yet. Wonderful. Okay.
Wait, you just have no reaction whatsoever?
I mean, I just heard someone say, I do like them. So for now, I don't think it's Alfred because I heard him say, whoo.
Okay, so you hear that voice in your head. Our leader, Senensa, created the mushroom octopus to guard the caverns against outsiders, against intruders. Well, to give us time to deal with whatever this is. Yes, Senensa has since fallen ill, so we decided to keep it there to give us time without interference.
But you need our help, so obviously things did not work out the way you were thinking?
The blight has been getting worse.
Ah, I see. Well, lucky for you, we're a team of ragtag real adventurers. Heroes. Recently killed a harpy.
All of the mushroom people just look at you with confusion.
Like a bird lady, cursed, feathers,
I'm going
claws.
to take your word for it.
What can we do to help?
We don't know exactly what's causing the blight. And again, it gestures around the cavern at the fungi. The fungi, some of them are sickly and shriveled almost. Like they don't, not like a naturally shriveled mushroom, but like a...
Could I, look at them closely?
Yeah. There's no rule. It's very obvious. There's a lot of these mushrooms that
Okay.
are sickly and shriveled. Some of them have patches of decay on them. It has no obvious source or direction or whatever. It's just these mushrooms are dying.
Something's affecting them. Okay.
We don't know exactly what's causing the blight, but we can lead you deeper into the caves if you would like to investigate.
Before we do that, Is there somewhere I could take a quick, power nap? Because I kind of got hurt a little bit by those things, and a little snack, a little nap situation might be nice. Just a little short rest, if you will.
Yeah, if you require rest, you can sleep here.
Oh, just on the ground? No, you probably don't do beds, do you?
What?
Okay. I'm just gonna sit over here on this cozy mushroom and take a nap. Is that okay?
Yeah,
If I take a short rest?
You can take as much time as you need.
I'll need specifically between 30 minutes and 60 minutes for this short rest. No long rest here.
The taller ones shoo the kind of younger looking myconids away. They start working on they take some of your garbage and start fertilizing some of the mushrooms around.
Sweet. I managed to get all but 1 health back.
Oh, nice.
So I have 19 out of 20 health. And I take the time periodically to be like, Alfred, any good mushrooms around here you think you could eat? We could take back to Terok that aren't poisoned.
Wait, are you asking Alfred to do
I'm
the check?
asking Alfred. Yeah, he likes mushrooms.
Okay.
I can roll for him. I have his stats.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's an owl.
Yeah. Make Alfred roll a perception check as he looks around.
Okay, a perception check?
Yes, make a perception check
He
for
has
Alfred.
great perception.
He is an owl.
But that is a natural one.
Oh, no! What's he get?
That would make it a 6.
Alfred doesn't know too much about mushrooms. Knows what he can eat,
Okay.
but he doesn't know types of mushrooms. Looks around, shakes his owl head. Ooh. And again, in your mind, you hear, I'm afraid I do not know too much about mushrooms. They all look a little icky.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice this time?
Yeah.
Okay. 17 plus some.
Nice.
Hold on a minute. Yarg, come here. And I'm looking at Alfred.
What?
Alfred, what's your favorite place that I scratch your body?
He does the owl equivalent of grazing his eyebrows at you.
One eye, of course.
One eye.
One eyebrow.
One eye widens.
Okay.
The other one squints. Ooh. Again, out loud, you hear that,
Yeah.
but on the inside, in your mind, you hear, strange question, but right on top of my head.
And if I were to ask you what the migration pattern is of a South Forgotten Realm swallow?
Ooh. I do not socialize with swallows.
I look at Yarg and I look back at Alfred. You're hearing that, right? Is that just me?
Yerg says, well, I don't hear anything, but, hey, Alfred, what's the hob talking about? You got any idea? You don't hear in your mind.
Ah,
But Yarg says, oh, now I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I do hear that.
that's weird. I think really hard. And I say to both of them in my mind, if possible, feathered fangs with my mind powers. Fist bump. And I hold out a fist.
Yarg holds out a claw, and Alfred holds out his wing, and you fist bump.
Whoa. Awesome.
We're mindy.
We're feathered mind fangs. Nope, I don't like that. But, Alfred, this means we can talk. We've been traveling all this time, and now I can know your innermost feelings. Tell me everything. And then I spend the next part of the short rest
You
talking
spend
with
your next
Alfred.
part of the short rest. You learn many things about Alfred. He came from a esteemed owl family.
Did he?
Yes,
Alright.
but he decided to go his own way. And
Understandable.
he set out, established his own territory for a while. Then he decided one day, you know what? I like the idea of adventuring. And so he went out and he flew around and he found some goblins. And he thought, oh, well, these short pointies look friendly. And However, the goblins were not friendly, and they captured him and figured out that he might be a good ransom for a certain hero
Aha!
that had begun to grow in fame around the area. So they stuffed him down a chimney, and he got stuck because he is a very rotund owl.
You are quite chubby, Alfred. And I chuckle.
And you rescued him, and that was the first time
Wow.
you met. And
I just sort of assumed you were just like an owl. But now I know you're more. You're an owl prince. Owl nobility.
yes, I am. And, well, I decided not to go back to that life, but you seemed interesting enough. And
On the outside, is he just going like, oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Wow.
And I decided to adventure.
Well, you know what they say, Yarg, and I smack Yarg on the back. Don't read a book on its cover. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. And I will stand up from my short rest.
You finish your short rest.
Sweet. I say, Alfred, do you care to ride on my shoulder?
As I always have.
Aha!
And he hops
Wonderful.
onto your shoulder. All right. You healed.
Back to business.
All right. The Myconids notice you're standing up and say, well, the tallest one, named Rugoso, says, are you rested? Are you...
I am rested and ready for heroism and adventure.
Yarg salutes the mushroom folk. Says, well, if you are willing, then I shall lead you. Hipses, Mullen, Kraz, stay here. You can continue your work. The Myconid gestures you forward to a tunnel, slightly glowing with the glow of fungi, that leads deeper into the cavern.
I follow.
You follow, and this Myconid leads the way deeper into the caverns. As you...
What does Rugoso, like what color mushroom person is he?
The mushroom folk are very varied. This one kind of looks almost like lichen based, very kind of green with almost woody limbs. It doesn't have really eyes or mouth or anything, but it kind of has features resembling those, like little dents where their eyes would be.
Gotcha.
Holes where spores might come out instead of a mouth, Very mushroomy and weird looking, but still humanoid.
Okay.
As you go deeper into the caves, this smell of sulfur that you had faintly in the cavern slowly increases. However, you come to a large cave that is kind of darker than the mushroom farm. Less mushrooms in here. And it reeks of rot. The floor is covered with decaying vegetation, not just mushrooms. This might be some sort of compost room, maybe extra garbage storage. 3 more small mushroom folk are working amid the filth. They're gathering, spreading, not quite sure what they're doing, but they are messing with all of this vegetation.
Okay.
In the southwest corner of the cave, something large and bulbous. It's the size of a cart. It's like really big. It's clinging to the wall and ceiling. And it's kind of shiny almost, but like jelly. It looks very weird.
Do people notice it?
The Myconids pay no mind.
Rugoso, what's that glob on the wall? I think glob is sort of the correct term.
Do you say this out loud?
I have yet to speak in my mind to the mushroom people, yes.
Okay.
It takes way too much mental effort for Hob.
All right. As soon as you speak, the 3 mushroom people just look up and bolt out of the room into another cavern, into another tunnel leading deeper into the caves. The Myconid Rugoso says, that is a nest. There are sturges in these caverns that, oh, right.
There's sturgeon? Isn't that a fish?
Sturges. They are bat-like mosquito creatures. They are very annoying to you. I kind of forgot about that part. Moving through this cavern.
Understood. And I
As
pull my...
blood creatures that have...
blood?
Yes.
Understood. Word of advice, Rugoso. Referring to us as blood creatures is really creepy. Maybe try humans or man-folk or... And I look down at Yarg and I say, 2 legs or something.
I have 2 legs.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounded weird.
All right.
Sort of ominous.
Well, humans. Yes.
Well, that's sort of general. I mean, Yarg here is clearly a dragon person, and Alfred is not human at all. So maybe, warm bloods. Is that better? I don't know. I just sort of go on a tangent.
All right.
While he keeps talking.
The Rugoso steps into the room and motions for you to follow.
Okay.
As you follow into the room, you see out of the corner of your eye this blob nest, seeming thing jiggle a little, and you hear a buzzing. And Rugoso says, "I'm going to leave that to you," and goes to a corner of the room.
I just watch him go, and I'm like, okay.
This buzzing noise increases as you see 3. They kind of look like bats, but they're a little larger, and they have mosquito heads. Very weird looking
Creepy.
creatures buzz out of the nest and buzz towards you. They seem to not notice Rugoso, but they are noticing you.
I pull my spear out and I say, "To arms."
And you can roll initiative.
That's Skeeto's approach.
That's Skeeto.
I got a 13 for me.
Yarg, unfortunately, goes last, as he was a bit surprised by these bat-skeetos. And yeah, they start buzzing towards you.
Yeah.
They've got, they're bat wings, but they move very fast. They're weird crosses between, mosquitoes and bats.
right.
And they fly towards you. The extent of this room, they are fast little critters.
I was ill prepared. I raised my spear, but it's too late.
One swoops towards you. There are 3, and tries to make an attack. It goes snout first. However, a 12 does not hit.
12 does not hit. I'm able to deflect it out of the way.
All right. You deflect it with your spear, and it makes a little noise.
All right.
And Fly is in melee with you, but does not do anything else. The other Sturge, as they are called, sweeps toward Yarg for which does hit. 13 does hit Yarg.
Look out!
As this mosquito bat thing latches onto Yarg's arm and starts doing the mosquito thing. Where,
Disgusting.
yeah, he goes, ow, 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 as it does 4 damage to Yarg as it latches on. The third Sturge that has been kind of watching this will also take a swipe at you.
All right.
As the first one failed, and you are the bigger prey. Oh no! Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
Ow, okay.
Oh!
It also latches onto your arm and pierces. It's got weird, mosquito things.
Gross.
Yeah.
Is it stealing my warm blood?
Yeah.
Gross.
Now you know what Rugoso meant
I
about
see.
having blood.
All right.
You take 5 damage.
5 damage? I just healed most of that.
That is their turn. Now it is your turn.
My turn.
There is a mosquito sturge on you.
There is. Can I attack it easily?
You can attack it. You can detach it. You can effectively in melee with you.
I'll just try to... I don't know if I can... I think I'd rather just hit it. So I'm going to hit it with my spear attack. Oh, man. 19 on the dice.
That
25
does hit.
to hit. Oh, man. Full. That's 12 damage. as I was full damage. As I pull
Uh-huh.
around, take my spear, and go, off! Ew!
How do you want to do this?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just am gross, and I do that bug thing where my whole body shivers, and I'm like, ugh! And I just flick it off my arm and then stomp on it.
Nice. This Sturge
And I go, ugh, God.
is squished.
Squished. Gross.
Yeah, but you did defeat it before it could start doing its mosquito little thing.
As a...
That was your attack?
That was my attack. I don't really have anything else, so I will just back up a little bit so I'm not right next to... Or no, there was one next to me, wasn't there?
There was one
Okay,
next to
never
you.
mind. I spin my spear and get ready,
All right.
and I say, Alfred, we'll call this one Threads of Fate.
Ooh,
And I
like
hold
it.
my spear and I stab it into the ground next to my foot, and then as I stab it into the ground, Alfred swoops up underneath my arm and swipes in for an attack on one.
Nice.
Natural 16.
You hear a die, mosquito, whatever. But outside, ooh.
I love that for Alfred. Yeah, a natural 16, so
That does hit on
Plus-
this mosquito, whatever.
okay, plus the attack of claws. So if it hits, then he does 1 damage.
All right. This Sturge is looking very hurt.
Aha!
It takes a swipe to the face from Alfred's talons and buzzes angrily. But it cannot do anything. And that is Alfred's turn. Alfred flies by with a special flyby ability.
He do.
Now it is Yarg's turn. Yarg currently has a Sturge stuck to him. So, yeah, he is going to, seeing you stab yours, he is going to try unsheath his sword and take a swipe at this. That does hit.
Nice job, Yarg.
And he
Well done.
does a lot of damage. He does 10 damage to this thing. Yarg stabs it through and throws it to the ground, and it is dead. There's only one Sturge left.
Ha! Well done.
Uh,
But unfortunately, it's now that
It is
turn,
now
I
the
think.
Sturge's turn.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I go to reach over for a high five for Yarg right as it attacks.
Rise as it swoops down and attempts to latch onto you yet again. That does hit, unfortunately.
So I'm holding out
For
my
an
hand for
18?
a high five.
Yeah, you hold out your hand for a high five, and this thing just swoops in from the side
Touches my arm. Oh, good.
and does 3 damage
Oof. I'm back down to where I was before my short rest.
and latches onto you. However, that is its turn.
Oh,
and now it
goodness.
is your turn.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I will attack it as I've been doing. An 18 on the dice, so 24
does
to hit.
hit.
Nice. Let's see if I have 9 damage.
How do you want to do this? This
The-
thing is on your arm.
I went for the high five
Mm-hmm.
and it attached to my arm, and I was like, ugh, and I just take my arm and I just wiggle it a ton until the thing
shakes
falls
off.
off and slams into the wall. And I go, ugh, gross, disgusting. Rugoso, you didn't say these things would be so gross. They tried to steal my blood.
I don't usually deal with them. They ignore us.
Well, gross. And I shiver with disgust.
You shiver with this.
And then I would like to use a moment of time here to use one of my...
You do have healing potions as well.
I do, but I'm going to save those for... I have 2. Yeah, I'm going to save those, and I'm going to use one of my second winds.
Oh, nice.
My fighter ability, Second Wind. I'm going to take a moment, kind of like squat, flex,
As
flow my hair behind my arm.
you do this, Alfred flies by and produces a gust of wind.
Ah, yes, to flick my hair. I'm okay. I didn't quite get full health, but I'm back up to 18 out of 20.
Nice. All right.
So I am ready. I feel better. I look better, and I say, "Well, Rugoso, carry on." My wayward son. Sorry.
Rugoso just gives you a weird look and says, "I truly am sorry. We Turok usually only comes to the fungus farm. He usually doesn't deal with the sturges.
Well, you don't need a chef, do you? You need an adventurer. I pat him on the mushroomy head.
He's like 6 feet tall.
He's like my size?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do that. I pat him on the back then.
All right.
I thought he was short for some reason.
Their other ones were short, but
I
this
see,
is a
I
tall
see.
one.
Okay.
He leads you on into a large cavern. Not quite as large as the fungus farm, but still large. You see the two smaller myconids that rushed into this cavern to get away. They are currently cowering behind one of 6 giant mushroom clusters that are arranged in a circle-ish around this cavern. There are several humanoid-sized mushroom folk, kind of the same height as Rugoso, stand in a circle in the center of the cave. And the smell of sulfur, now that you've left the vegetation area, has increased. The Rugoso steps into the room, and 2 of the mushroom folk look at him and start kind of like towards you a little.
I say in my mind as much as I can. I think as hard as I can, and I say, hello, I am Tall Hero. And I sort of project Tall Hero images into their mind.
Tall hero?
Yep.
What's a tall hero image?
In my head, it's me, but I think realistically, it's just like a suit of armor that's like way too tall and clambering forward. I don't know if that's reassuring at all, but that's what I project towards them.
Both of them just like stop and look at you. And you hear, Rugoso, what is this? We were not supposed to have visitors. The others are, well, they're resting. And Rugoso says, they're with me. These adventurers have come on behalf of Dragon's Rest to help with the blight.
Yes, we brought garbage.
You no longer have the sack of garbage.
No, one of the other guys took it, but I did bring garbage.
The other ones are like, oh, well, in that case, you can stay for now. The 2 moving ones go back to the other tall ones there. The other 4 are standing weirdly still, and they're gently producing spores, but are still and kind of inert looking. And some of them have almost tiny little patches of decay on them, a little bit like the mushrooms in the fungus farm. And some of them they seem to be resting, at least standing very still, but they do look a little decayed and a little shriveled.
I ask Rugosa, I say, is this what you mean by the blight affecting people?
Yes.
And by people, I mean mushroom people? Are you people? I don't know.
Yes. Yes, this is what has been slowly spreading throughout the caverns.
Deeper, as the deeper that we go, is that part of the problem? It's just further in, something's happening?
We don't know exactly what's causing it. We just know that we've started getting this blight, this disease, and our leader has been more ill than the others. Senensa has fallen into a decaying state.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, nice to meet you, I say to the other one, and I say, Rugoso, point me in the direction of deeper into trouble. I guess. I'm not sure. Can I do like a check on one of the blighted ones?
Yeah.
And see
they're
if
all a little decayed.
But like one of the more worse ones. See if there's any sort of like aura, magic, or nature-based or something on them.
If you're looking for magic, make an arcana. If you're looking for what's causing it, make a nature.
I will go with nature. I don't think I'm very good at arcana. Okay, that's a 14.
They are definitely, looks unnatural. Like, from what you can tell of the usual rot, decay, what you would see normally, this is that, but it should not be happening on living things. This is decaying and eroding. It feels unnatural, like it should not be happening to these mushroom folk.
I'd hate to lose out on the opportunity for mushrooms and soup back on Dragon's Rest, so let's get a move on here and figure out what we can do.
All right, well, deeper is where Sinensa is. Perhaps it would be best to investigate there as well. She fell ill after trying to investigate this blight. And as he speaks, he leads you forward into a much smaller cave.
Okay.
That is off to the side of this large cavern. And there is, on this, table, slab, shelf, whatever of rock, there is a large, much bigger than Rugoso, myconid laying on the shelf. And there are other two smaller ones, human-sized, that are tending to what must be the leader
Boy,
of.
I
And
walk in and I say, "You're a big mushroom." Wow. Look at the size of that thing, Alfred.
Alfred goes, "Ooh, I prefer smaller mushrooms.
Yes.
They're much easier to eat, you know?"
Yeah, that's weird right now, Alfred. There's mushroom people here.
Well, I mean inanimate mushrooms.
Kind of inconsiderate.
Inanimate mushrooms.
Just kidding.
The large one does not move at all.
Oh.
However, the other two ones look at you, look at Rugoso, and Rugoso again says, "They're with me. They've come to investigate the blight." And the two others say nothing, but they stare at you and Alfred and Yarg for a long time. And eventually, one nods, and they both go back to their work. But
Okay.
they are keeping one non-existent eye on you at all times.
Okay. Does it seem like there's anything in this room
Yes.
that I could investigate?
There is a barrel-sized glowing red fungus in the corner of this room
Oh.
that it kind of looks like a brain, but it's a fungus.
Ugh.
And there's spores that are just in an aura around it, and the mushroom folk take turns grabbing these spores and kind of puffing them around the leader's head. As you look closer, you notice that Sinensa, this large mushroom, is shriveled and covered with unhealthy purple blotches, decaying spots that is more intense than these other mushrooms. This has obviously been infected more by this blight, and it does not move at all.
I'd say to Rugosa, can we talk to Zenensa, or is she too far gone?
She is currently what you would call unconscious.
Ah, I see.
We haven't been able to.
And was she deeper in the cave when this happened, or is this where she fell ill?
She went to investigate into the cave that we usually avoid. Got sunlight in it. And you can sense almost a little bit of disdain at this. She went to investigate, and Aranta and Enoch here have been tending to her to keep her alive, but the ruby moral, and he gestures to the mushroom, can only do so much.
I see. Well, I suppose there's only one thing that we should do, and I look to my team and I say, Feathered Fangs, shall we go to the cave with sunlight in it?
Yarg says, "Yeah, I mean, we've been underground. Wait. How is there sunlight underground? We're underground. There's no sun. What?" And Rugosa says in your minds, "There is a fissure in there that, it lets in sunlight from above ground. We usually avoid it, as myconids are sensitive to light such as that. That is why we usually avoid it.
I see. Well,
Also, there's no mushrooms in there, so,
I would
not
like
very
to
useful.
see this cave. Are you going to come with us, or are you just going to point us in the direction?
I should stay here and tend to the others, and
Understood.
I don't very much care for sunlight."
Well, keep your eye on the tunnel, and if you feel like we cured the blight, you can start cheering, and then I will wander the direction that he points.
He points to the far out of this cave where the leader is and points into a tunnel that
Okay.
leads off.
I start maneuvering my way down the tunnel.
You start going down this tunnel. Yarg and Alfred follow closely behind. Alfred kind of looks around a little, and he seems uneasy. The mushrooms have been in this tunnel slowly get thinner and thinner until there's no mushrooms at all.
Oh.
And the smell of sulfur is still increasing as you go down. He goes, I don't like this very much. This whole blight thing is a little off.
It is, isn't it? It seems like, first of all, it's weird that mushrooms can get rot. I don't know. I always sort of assumed they'd just be good. They wouldn't need to worry about that. They sort of live in rot usually. I don't know a lot about mushrooms.
Neither do I.
All right.
As you go in, you finally enter a cave.
Okay.
That is, there are no mushrooms in sight. And the air in this cave is choked with thick smoke that assaults your nostrils with pungent odor of brimstone almost. Sulfur, brimstone, does not smell good. And weird flickering orange light illuminates the smoke. Can't quite see what's causing it, but this
Is the smoke too thick for me to see now in this cave?
part of it clears for a moment. There seem to be like shifting fumes, and on the far wall you can see a glowing orange crystal wedged into a fissure in the cave wall that seems to be the source of the light. This area, like I said, does not have any mushrooms. Instead, there are crystals that grow from the rock. This is mineralistic, very. There's, to your right, a large cluster of purple crystals juts from the stone. And streaks of soot trace a path along the cave walls between the purple crystals and the fissure. There's thick, sulfurous fumes. This is very...
Can I go? I would like to go. Oh, sorry.
There is no sunlight.
Oh, there's no sunlight.
No.
Was it daytime when I came in here?
Yes, it was.
I look around.
However, there is the fissure on the far wall.
I look around and I say, I think they're confused. Maybe they thought it was sunlight and it was just this orange crystal. Can I walk over and tap the orange crystal? We already established I'm not super bright.
Yeah,
so I walk
so you tap the
through
crystal.
the thing and I go over and I take my spear and I go ting, ting, ting.
It makes little tink noises, as you would expect from a crystal tapped by metal. However, you hear a growl behind you.
I growl.
A growl.
I say, Yarg, calm down. We'll get some food soon.
That wasn't me.
Ugh.
And you turn around,
Uh-oh.
and right behind you are two dragons.
Huh?
Except they're a bit wrong looking. And as you look closer, you notice they're small, and they're formed entirely of green smoke.
Oh.
And this one in front of your face growls at you and begins to lunge towards you. That is where we will end this episode.
Ah! I like it. Whoa, steam dragons?
Yeah.
Smoke dragons? That's cool.
And, you're in this weird cave.
I am.
There's weirdly no sunlight.
All right. I'm confuddled. I'm excited. I'm disgusted. It was a perfect episode.
All right. Were there shenanigans is the question.
I think there were some definite shenanigans. That's good. So we got mushroom people. We got weird steam dragons.
Mm-hmm. And a lack of sunlight.
And a lack of sunlight. All right. Cool. Well, that was awesome. I am excited. I'm excited for combat. We'll do that next time, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Next time, we'll be fighting some fume drakes.
Fume drakes. That's cool.
They've got fancy names.
They do have fancy names. All right, cool. Well, thank you all for listening once again.
Yeah.
We'll jump back into the story next week. We'll see if Hob gets not knocked unconscious again.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't, but
You never know.
you never know.
I like the Alfred back voice thing. That's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah, he's a very learned owl.
A learned,
of course.
sophisticated owl. He just doesn't sound like it when he goes, ooh. All right. Thank you all so much for listening.
And we'll see you next time
We will see you next time on
on
Dadventurous.
Dadventurous.